Hello, welcome, and much love, sweet souls. In today's video, we are going to be talking about relationships and what we learn from our relationships, especially when we're feeling hurt, or something isn't going right, or we're feeling triggered, and how we can take that pain or that anger, learn what we need to learn, because all our lessons are different, transcend it, and transmute the energy back into love. So if you've hurt somebody or if you've been hurt by somebody, this video is going to give you some guidance and some steps on how to go from where you are to the stage that's a little bit closer to that true essence of divine love that you are at your core and that you deserve to feel from yourself, from others. So the first thing that we must do to help heal ourselves in any relationship and heal the relationship as a byproduct of healing ourselves, the first thing we need to do is recognize our divinity and the other person's divinity. We're all divine. There's absolutely not a single person out there who isn't. Now, we don't show each other our divinity, and we don't see it in others very often. And the word intimacy, a lot of times we think about sex or dates or whatever, but the true essence of the word intimacy is feeling safe enough to show that person that piece of who you truly are, which is unconditional love, and that other person feeling safe enough with you to show you the same. And so that's why true intimacy is not so easy, because it takes a lot of bravery, or it takes a situation that makes us feel safe enough to let down a suit of armor that we've been building up our entire lifetime and previous lifetimes. But whenever you can recognize the divinity in yourself and recognize that it's in everybody else, then you can see the divinity separate from this suit of armor. So the suit of armor, maybe some might call it your ego, your defense mechanisms. All it is are subtle little energies that are blocking us up. So just imagine that your being, your essence is here, and within that, beautiful, divine, pure, free energy, because that's what you are. You have these little specks of when you got rejected, when your parents told you weren't good enough, when you didn't feel loved. It's these little energy imprints all around you. And from those little tiny energy imprints, because we focus on them, and we are never taught to focus on who we truly are. We're never really given tools. Most of us aren't given tools to handle the hurt and the pain, the anger. All these little tiny dots, these energy imprints, expand, and they expand with our focus. And they almost create this cocoon, this chrysalis or shell around us. And we then view the world through this lens of what we created our shell with. So it's pain, it's defensive-ness, it's judgment. Because we learned at a young age it's not safe to feel free, to feel unconditionally loving. Because the people who raised us had these shells built up by the time we got here. And anybody else that you deal with, anybody that you love, has that shell. We all do, unless you're enlightened or self-realized, you're going to have it. And really, on this path to awakening or enlightenment or whatever you want to call it, it's really just seeing yourself for who you truly are and seeing those little energy imprints. I just see them as little dots for what they truly are, and giving them love, but not focusing on them, and no longer seeing them as who you are, not defining yourself by them, and not defining the other person by them. So begin to see, I want you to think of it, the argument that you got into, the situation that you're in. What energy imprint is coming out in you? What inner childhood hurt is coming out in you? Is it fear? Is it the need to control? And the other person, just try and contemplate what energy imprint is being brought up within them to try and protect their divine love, their self. I know there's a lot of stuff about like narcissists and things like that out there, and this is not at all to excuse anybody's behavior or say that you should stay in an abusive relationship. This is just to paint the reality of it, that underneath all of it, there's just divinity. Every single one of us has this chance to step into our divine self. So what little imprint is activated in you? Can you see it? Can you feel it? What is it trying to tell you? Can you love it? Can you nurture it? Just like you would a little child. What imprint are you seeing in that other person? What energy are they trying to protect themselves with? Is it defensiveness? Is it just completely shutting down? Is it anger? And when you can see it like this, then you begin to get a broader perspective. Because when we're in it, we just see all the mess, all the ickiness, all the goo is what it looks like in my mind's eye. But when we step back into our divinity and we see it's just a little energy within us, within them, then we get a more divine perspective. And that's where the healing begins. So that's step 1. Step 2 is allowing it within yourself, because healing always begins with you. So what is truly being triggered within you? Is this something that's been triggered before? The answer is probably yes, when you contemplate it. And this might be something at the end of the video to just sit and contemplate or journal, or just allow yourself to feel or be and see what comes up. Has it been triggered before? And what has led to it being triggered before? So I'll give you like a weird example and you might be able to relate. If you've ever gone through a breakup, or you've seen somebody going through a breakup, and then like you see them like a couple months down the road and they're like in the best shape of their life, or you know, they're just like posting all over social media and they're just presenting like this like amazing life to themselves. That is not their true selves. That is a defense mechanism, because they think that if they become a certain way, then they'll be lovable. But underneath that is a feeling of not being worthy for who they truly are. So I just want to give you a quick example to maybe get you thinking, like, how does it manifest in your life, but then what's beneath it? So what's showing on the surface? Is it anger? Is it trying to be like, I'll show them? Is it like, I'm never going to talk to them again? Like, what's on the surface, but then what's beneath it? And allow yourself to see what's beneath it. And give it love. Recognize it. There's an acronym called RAIN. It's recognize it, allow, investigate, and nurture. That's how we truly process, and that's how we truly heal. And then the third step is recognizing the good within you and seeing the good within the other person. It may be hard. You might not get to step 3 right away. You might need to start with step 1 and step 2 and really stay in that nurturing for a while. But step 3 is whenever you can show yourself love. No matter what, unconditionally. Just thinking about like how nurturing you are, like really getting in touch with that true inner piece of you that's beneath that suit of armor. And then if you've been intimate with this person, so I'm imagining if you're watching this video, it's probably somebody that is close to you, a family member, a friend, an intimate relationship, a partner. You've seen their goodness in one way or another. How have they shown it to you? So just close your eyes and think of them in that light. So when you can first think of yourself as you truly are, what you love about yourself, and then expand it to that other person, that's how you begin to heal the relationship, because they're not seeing it within themselves. If anything, they're seeing themselves through an egoic view, so they might see like, oh, I'm like super good looking, or like I'm too good for this, I'm too smart for this. All that's ego. You know, it's not a true sense of who I am deep down is worthy. But we're all one, right? So that was step one, recognizing the divinity, and what that divinity means, we're all one. In quantum physics, it's this unified field. And so when you focus your attention, put your energy on what you love about them, they're receiving that on some level. So how often when we're in relationships do we pick out every single thing that we're not happy with? That's energy. That's triggering that defense in the other person. They're triggering that defense within you. What if you shifted the energy? So just to recap, the 3 steps: first, recognizing you're divine, recognizing they're divine, and feeling your own divinity. The second is recognizing what within you needs healed through this. This is your opportunity for healing. This is your opportunity to heal something that you've been carrying with you for a long time. This is your lesson. Relationship issues occur for us to learn lessons. And I know it's not easy to see it at the time, but that's the true essence of why they're there. So feel the emotion, recognize, allow, investigate, nurture. And then step 3, see that goodness, see the divinity in them. Take some time every day, just a couple minutes, to meditate on it. And over time, you shift the energy. Because they're not out to get you. The universe isn't out to get you. All this is for you to learn, for you to heal, for you to grow, and for you to expand. So I know that this will help a lot of twin flame relationships, or intimate relationships, and relationships with families or parents, siblings. For any resources and healing sessions, please see the link below. My name is Rachel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love to you.